Hey everyone, we at home like to keep ourselves socially busy with friends around us, and when there is no event happening outdoors, we quickly and instantly call up our friends to gather at our home. Two families is just the right number to have at home, also giving plenty of time in chit chatting with them in a very relaxing mode, and that's exactly what we did over the weekend. So here is to a menu that you can take with recipes in detail to plan for your weekend with your family and friends. Well, I'm planning to make Katoori Chaat, for which I make the dough first with 1 cup of maida, plain flour, maida hittu, and then I add in a pinch of salt, a teaspoon of oil and water to knead the dough, covering it up to rest for at least an hour or two until I prep other things. Now, to make the green chutney or the mint chutney with 2 handful of mint leaves and coriander leaves, 2 green chilies, an inch of ginger, half a lime, salt to taste, and very little of water to grind into a chutney. To this, I combine yogurt, which is around a tablespoon. This mint chutney can be used for any of your chaat dishes. Now, to make the dates chutney with 10 dates that I had soaked in water overnight. Onto a pan, I add in the ground dates paste, including the soaked water, tamarind pulp, jaggery, salt, red chili powder, cumin powder, which is jeera powder, jeerke pudi, chaat masala, amchur powder. Now, in regards to the measurements, I measured all the powders, and entirely it depends on to your taste buds. If you want it to be tangy or chatpata, just feel free to add in according to your taste. Give it a good boil, in which way this katta meeta chutney can be stored for a very long time. I have soaked all the different kinds of dal last night, in which way the cooking will be a lot easy. Here is 1 cup of tur dal that I set to be pressure cooked for 1 whistle to make Bonda soup, which turned out to be incredibly good that all my friends just loved it, and for which I am using 1 cup of urad dal, which is washed and soaked in water overnight. I add in very little of water to get thick consistency of batter. Now I'm going to use this batter later in the evening, so I keep it aside to make small tiny little bondas later. Now, to make its accompaniment, which is the soup, in a big pot with 2 teaspoons of oil, half a teaspoon of mustard seeds, an inch of ginger finely chopped, 4 green chilies, 1 big onion cut lengthwise, one tomato chopped. We allow it to be softened and then add in cooked tur dal with plenty of water. We want a very thin flowing consistency of sambar. We at home call it as Thili Sambar. This tastes really good with rava idlis too. I add in turmeric powder, which is just 1/8 teaspoon, and salt. Parallelly, I set the pressure cooker with another batch of tur dal, which is 3/4 cup measurement. The soup has come to a very good boil. I finish it off by adding in finely chopped coriander leaves. Now, to make palak dal, I have medium-sized pot with a tablespoon of oil, half a teaspoon of mustard seeds, half a bunch of spinach leaves, which is palak leaves, that I have chopped finely, along with the leaves, sabaske soppu, which is just a handful, 1 tomato diced, adding in cooked tur dal with very little of water, a pinch of turmeric, homemade garam masala, which is 1.5 teaspoon, salt to taste, a teaspoon of green chili paste, tamarind pulp, and grated coconut. Jodo comes in and gives me a very helping hand by chopping in all the vegetables that's needed to make sagu for puris, 200 grams of beans, 4 big carrots, 1 cup of peas, 1 cup of sweet corn. I set them in the pressure cooker directly. 1 full coconut that I have grated. To this I add in 6 green chilies, a teaspoon of dhania seeds, a teaspoon of jeera, jeerke, kaskase, poppy seeds, turmeric, an inch of ginger, handful of coriander leaves. Santosh gives me a helping hand to grind this into a paste while I add in 4 chopped potatoes to the pressure cooker along with the other vegetables. And then in goes the paste as well, giving it a good mix and ensuring the water level is just enough to boil the vegetables, not more than that. And then adding in salt to pressure cook for just 1 whistle. Parallelly onto a large pot with a tablespoon of oil, mustard seeds, 1 big finely chopped onion to be sauteed, and then to this adding in a teaspoon of garlic and ginger paste, the vegetables which are pressure cooked, finishing it off with a few drops of lime. So here is our sagu which is ready. To make Tawa Palao with 2 tablespoons of oil and 10 grams of butter, 2 bell peppers which is don't mention kai, preferably a green color is perfect for this dish, which is finely chopped, 2 onions finely chopped, a teaspoon of garlic and ginger paste, 2 teaspoons of kasuri methi. Roast the kasuri methi until it's aromatic. 2 tomatoes finely chopped, a cup of peas, 4 potatoes boiled, 2 tablespoons of Everest pav bhaji masala, red chili powder, salt to taste, half a block of grated paneer that I combine and mix it up with 1 cup of basmati rice. I was finding it really difficult to combine all of it together at once, so I divided it into 3 batches to combine it well, and then later I have added in other half of the paneer block that I have cut into small blocks. So here is to our masaledar paneer pulao ready, or tawa palao, or paneer tawa palao is what you can say. This masala rice tasted absolutely fantastic. Here is to a puri dough with 1 cup of wheat flour, half a cup of maida, 1/4 cup of chiroti rava, salt, oil and water to knead the dough. This is my friend Megha's mom's recipe. When I had puris at Megha's house, I fell in love with the puris. So I noted down the recipe straight away and I had to try it myself when I had guests at home. And these puris turned out to be fabulous when made. So yeah, you should give it a try too. Resting it for at least 2 hours time. Parallelly, Saniko is helping me with the Katooris, the dough that has rested well, the first thing that I had done in the morning. So she's rolled the dough into small disc size and then pricked it with a fork using a tart paste by smearing oil, and then tucks it in from all sides to get the right shape of the mold, keeping it in the air fryer at 190 degrees temperature for 3 minutes on one side, and then flipping it over on the other side for the next 3 minutes, in which way the Katooris turned out to be really good and crunchy. Santosh gives me a helping hand in making Sabudana Payasam. The first thing what he does is add in ghee and then roast the cashew nuts and raisins first. Takes them out into a small katori and sets them aside, and using the same bowl he adds in the washed and soaked sabudana in water for an hour. He roasted the sabudana just for a minute or two and then added in 500 ml of milk, allowing it to come to a good boil and waiting for the sabudana to get cooked. Parallelly, I have red grapes chopped, a tin of chana, 2 tomatoes, very little of onion, coriander leaves, salt, chaat masala, jeera powder, red chili powder to fill into the tart case. Making a salad now with bean sprouts, cucumber and carrots cut into thin strips, adding in salt and lime. It took 15 minutes for them to be softened. The sabudanas are really cooked well now. Now the measurement here is to 1 small cup of sabudana, adding in the same cup measurement of sugar as well. And then adding in the roasted nuts and cardamom powder. With almost all the dishes now ready, I quickly got changed before our friends arrive. We together at home work as a team and contribute to all that we can do together, in which way it becomes a lot easy for anything and everything. Now here is to the urad dal batter that I had grinded the first thing. Adding in salt, cooking soda, 2 teaspoons of rice flour, finely chopped onions, coconut chunks. And then now this Bonda soup is something that I had in my friend's house, Hema and Naveen, that I actually loved it a lot. Inspired by what I ate at theirs, I created my own version of this recipe, for which you actually need to wet your fingers and scoop small portions of the batter to make small vadas. Now there are so many of you who have left a message mentioning it's very difficult to get the hole in the center. This could be an easy alternative, making it easy and tasty. We do not need to soak the vadas in sambar for this, but adding it only while eating. Here are my lovely friends Deepa and Soumya with their families. Though Bonda soup was a great hit, loved and enjoyed by each and everyone. So we added in the bondas and then soup over it and enjoyed it in this rainy weather. We also continued making puris together and Katoori Chaat with salad. In the cases, adding in tikka chutney, Metta chutney with a bit of save or any kind of mixture that you have at home. We had a great time chit-chatting, talking about so many things in a very relaxed atmosphere after the food. We also had a healthy debate that carried on for quite a long time. So we had to end all the conversation with a twist in the desserts, using the Easter eggs that I split in half, and then scooping in good portions of Sabudana Payasam, a few orange segments, blueberries, jelly, whipped cream and rose petals. We had a great time and I really hope you had a wonderful time watching this video. Thank you so much for watching this video in full. Hope to see you all in my next video that is coming up soon on next Friday. Thank you so much. Bye for now.